Long before the shaping of Arda, before the stars were kindled and the first stars of Iluvatar echoed in the deep, I wandered. I was the mightiest of the Ainur, crowned with the fire of imperishable thought, but even that great light seemed dim beside the longing that gnawed at me. I sought the flame imperishable, the secret fire from which all life sprang. I roamed the void where time was unborn and space unmapped. Alone, I brooded. My thought grew heavy with desire, and my song, though mighty, was marred by discord. Iluvatar had sung all things into being, and I alone desired to create, to rule, to shape a dominion of my own. I cast my mind into the outer dark, forming vast dreams of ice and flame. These I shaped not with joy, but with hunger, and thus the first chill of evil was kindled. The other Ainurs sang in harmony, weaving together the music of the world. But my note trembled beneath their symphony, proud and dissonant. When Arda was made, I descended in fire and wrath. Through the Valar came in beauty and wisdom, I came clad in shadow. Mountains rose and crumbled at my will, and the sea fled before my fury. My coming marred the world. From the moment of its shaping, Arda bore the scars of my pride. For I was not yet named Morgoth. That doom awaited me still. In the north I built a Tamno, the fortress of my heart. Beneath iron mountains and a blackened sky, I wrought halls of fire and pits of ice. There, I gathered to me creatures of flame and darkness, spirits twisted to my will. Some were Maiar, who had fallen under my sway, others ancient malice awakened by my song. Beasts and horrors unknown to this world I shaped, wolves with burning eyes, serpents of shadow, nameless terrors of my thought. In my deepest vaults of Etamno, I delved secrets none dared speak. The first of the orcs were conceived not yet of flesh, but in dream and hatred. I stood oft upon the high towers of Etamno and looked south, where the Valar labored in joy. I saw them raise 2 lamps, and my envy burned anew. They shape what is not theirs. I growled. They shaped what is not theirs. They forgot those who first reached into the dark. And so I plotted their ruin, not out of my need, but will. A hunger not yet for creation, but for conquest. The lamps shone fair, casting their light across the land and sea. But I, cloaked in shadow, watched and fumed. Their radiance diminished my dominion. I could not suffer such beauty to remain unmarred. I gathered the Balrogs, Maiar of fire, loyal to me, a beast of ruin. In secret we forged weapons and fires deep beneath the lands. Then, in wrath, I struck. The lamps fell, the land was shattered. Sea swallowed forests, mountains were thrown down. The Valar fled west in mourning. I laughed. The name Morgoth, black foe of the world, was whispered by the Eldar. Yet in triumph, I roused my foes. The world would not forget the hand that marred it. For long years I ruled in shadow, but the Valar remembered the light. In secret, they gathered their strength, and at last came against me in wrath. The battle of the powers shattered the north. Upon the walls of Etamno I stood and laughed, crowned in iron, blade of black fire in hand, but Talkas, that brood of strength, dragged me down. Eule forged the chains Ainur, unbreakable, and they bound me. They dragged me to Valinor. I stood in chains, proud and unbowed. For in defeat I saw not an ending, but a beginning. And I waited. Long was I confined in the halls of Mandos. Silence was my only companion. But even in the stillness, I wove new thoughts of malice. I listened, unseen, I studied the children of Iluvatar and learned patience. At last I was brought before Manwë. With honeyed voice and humbled gaze I spoke. Long have I dwelt in darkness. Let me walk again in the light. Manwë, ever blind to guile, relented. Against Ulmo's counsel they freed me. I walked among the elves, fair of face, bearing wisdom and charm. They called me friend. Fools! All of them. Among the Noldor, none shone brighter than Fëanor. To him I tune my words. They fear you. They envy your gifts. His pride flared, and when he shaped the Silmarils, gems of unspeakable light, I coveted them beyond all things, not for their beauty, but for their power, light bound to will. With Ungoliant, I struck. The trees died. Darkness fell. In chaos I stole the Silmarils and fled north. Ungoliant turned on me, ravenous. I cried out and the Balrogs came. With whips of flame they drove her away. I placed the Silmarils in my crown. Their light burned me, but I bore the pain and laughed. Then was I, Morgoth indeed, crown in flame, hand burning with stolen light. In Angband, I forged anew the bones of Autumno. Orcs, dragons, and horrors spewed forth. Beleriand knew only war. Fëanor fell before my gates. Fingolfin dared face me in a duel. Foolish pride! He wounded me, ay, but I crushed him beneath my foot. Men defied me still, and I hated them most. But for all their wrath they endured. One spark flared where another died. They would not break. But I ruled. I endured. The iron crown weighed heavy, but it was mine. The host of Valinor came at last. The skies burned. Dragons fell. Balrogs were shattered. Angband trembled. I fled to the deep too late. Eunwë cast down my gates, the Silmarils were torn from me. Again came Ainur, stripped of form. I was cast beyond the door of night into the outer void, but not destroyed. In the void I endured, I drifted, unseen, my spirit vast, my will undying. Sauron rose, echoing my dominion. The world still turned and I reached out, into the hearts of tyrants, into the dreams of those who crave dominion. I wait, for the flame imperishable yet burns, veiled in the deep places of the world, beyond the grasp of time or fate. And should Morgoth ever find the path back into the world of light, he shall not return as king of shadow, but as a god of unmaking, and all things that are shall tremble. Even now, in the dusk of fading ages, some hear my whisper in the stillness between thought. The iron of the world remembers me. The stone bears my name in cracks and fire. The black roots of mountains echo with my desire. When the last star falters and the Valar are weary of my watching, I shall rise. I shall draw the dark about me like a mantle, and from the ruin of memory, shape a dominion eternal. Thank you for watching, fellow travelers. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. See you soon.